Welcome back, Brain Warriors. Today's question is about alkaline, being alkaline. This is a little bit complicated. So as a result, I actually did a really good video that I'm going to have. It's on YouTube now. I'm going to have it posted for you again on Facebook because it's a continuation of this. Otherwise, I will be here half the day talking to you about this. There's a big misconception and myth about being alkaline. Okay, eating foods that make you alkaline. Now, as a nurse, it's always bothered me a little bit, and I actually bought into it at one point until I really understood what it meant as a nurse. I was in the hospital one day, and I'm like, oh, wait. I've been spending all this money on things that, quote unquote, make me alkaline, when in fact, it doesn't really work that way. So I just want you to pay attention to what this means, okay? First of all, if you are eating alkaline foods, that's a good thing. You want to eat alkaline foods, things like green foods. Those are good for you, okay? If you're doing it that way, that's good for you. If you are spending a whole bunch of money on drops and different things that quote unquote alkalinize your body, you could find yourself in some trouble, okay? Because what those do, I want you to think with me for a second. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this because I have a video that's going to be very specific for you on why it doesn't actually really work like that. If you're spending a lot of money on these products, what ends up happening, your stomach acid is very, 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 very acidic. And it's very, 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 very acidic for a reason, because that is what is required for you to digest food. And if you are constantly taking artificial alkaline drops and, highly alkaline things, just like antacids, right? You are decreasing stomach acid. And when you decrease stomach acid, you're not fully digesting your food. And when you don't fully digest your food, a lot of bad stuff happens. None of it is good, okay? You will not end up absorbing minerals the way you should. You will not form vitamin K the way you should. You get an overgrowth of bacteria in your gut. It's not a good thing, okay? So that's why in the insert packet on antacids, it says, do not take long-term because all these bad things can happen. No one ever reads that, of course, but that's what it says. So taking antacids long-term or doing things to decrease stomach acid when you have indigestion, right, when you have heartburn, is like putting a Band-Aid over a bullet hole. What we want to do is focus on, why are you getting heartburn? We need to fix the problem. It's usually because you're eating a crappy diet, right? We want to fix that part. We want to figure out what it is that's causing it, and we want to reverse that part as opposed to just putting Band-Aids over it all the time. Now, that said, it gets a little bit more complicated. You can't actually alkalinize your whole body. Doesn't work. It's just, you can't. Your body is required for life and death. To be alive, you are required to stay within a very tight parameter, 7.35 to 7.45. It's like really tiny. And if you go outside of either side of that, you die. And that's as a nurse when I was in the ICU going, we're spending all this money on all this stuff to do this, and we can't go outside of this little tiny parameter. Are you kidding me? Everyone thinks they're alkalinizing their blood. You can't alkalinize your blood. It does not work. If you did, you'd be really, really sorry. So we do all sorts of stuff. When someone gets even a tiny bit outside of that range, we have to it's a medical emergency. So I just want to clarify that for you. I'm not going to go too much into that. I go into that in detail in this other video. So if that's important to you, I spend a lot more time on why using artificial alkalinizing products is not great for you, why eating alkaline food and green food is really good for you, and why it's a myth that you can alkalinize your blood, okay? So I hope this was helpful, but all of that's a bit of a myth. So if you'd like a free copy of the Brain Warriors Way cookbook, leave me a message at tanaamen.com in the contact page. We're going to do a weekly drawing and a giveaway. So leave me a question as well as your information, and if you get chosen and you're within the US, we're going to send you a gift. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and right to the right of that is a little bell. If you want to be notified when your questions are answered, hit that bell and you'll hear it every time. Thanks.